Hey guys, it's Shamsa and welcome back to my little kitchen. Now if you're hosting your next event and you want to wow your guests, then this curry has to make it to the table. This is Mughlai lamb curry, also known as Mughlai Gosht, made in clarified butter with fragrant notes of nutmeg and mace. Now this dish has to be hands down one of the best lamb curries I've ever made to date. I'm not even lying. Iman's tried it and she loved it and she said it was very flavoursome. So if Iman likes it, I'm sure you're all gonna love it. Now before I try this and tell you how it is, please make sure you hit that subscribe button, show your support, turn your bell notifications on for all things cooking, because if you don't turn your bell notifications on, you'll never get new updates when our recipes go live. And also make sure you hit that subscribe button for my new channel, which is My Little Kitchen Goes Desi. So I'm going to tuck into this now and tell you guys how it is. Now this is served up with naan, nothing else, not even rice, I would say. A dish like this, which is a very regal dish, has to be served up with naan. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to try this and tell you how it is. Oh, and there's just something about the dish being cooked in clarified butter just elevates it and just honestly takes it to another level. So here we are, and I'm gonna tuck in now. Oh my god, my mouth is watering. Oh, okay, the lamb is cooked to perfection. Whoa, and look at that, beautiful, beautiful. Bismillah. It is divine. It's mild, but it's got flavour. All the spices I can taste. And, you know, if you wanted to add chilli into this, you could do more chilli powder to spice it up. But dishes like these are more about flavour than spice. Absolutely wonderful. Make it, eat it, share it with family and friends, and let me know how you find it. And I'm going to now leave you with this one. We're going to run through the ingredients with you quickly now, and then we'll start cooking. So the ingredients you're going to need is 1 kg of lamb. I've got on the bone here, which is leg of lamb. I've had it cut into medium-sized pieces. And if you wanted to use mutton for this recipe, you could do, but just bear in mind that mutton takes a little longer to cook than lamb. So I've got here 450 grams of fresh tomatoes, which I've just popped into my food processor and I've pureed with the skin on, and I didn't add any water into this. I've got here 60 grams of shop bought pre-fried onions. Now I'm making my life easy as well as yours. I want this recipe to come together quickly, so that's the reason why I'm using pre-fried onions. Now if at this stage you don't have this and you wanted to go ahead with this recipe, just take 2 medium-sized onions and just fry them until they're golden brown and just set them aside. I've got here 3 tablespoons of garlic and ginger paste, which I made. I used 35 grams of garlic and 25 grams of ginger with about 3 to 4 tablespoons of water, and just measured that out, so it's 3 tablespoons. And I have here 1 whole cup, which is 250 millilitres of clarified butter. The dish itself is a very luxurious dish, hence why I'm using clarified butter, because it gives a really, really nice flavour to the dish. Now you can use any oil of your choice. And if you don't know how to make this and you want to use clarified butter, I will leave a link in the description box for you guys. And I do have a video showing you how to make it. It's really easy. I've got here some whole spices. I've got 4 bay leaves and I've got 2 cinnamon sticks, roughly the size of my thumb. Then I have some spices here. I've got 2 teaspoons of salt and Kashmiri chilli powder, which is going to add a nice flavour and colour, but not the heat. I have 1 teaspoon of cumin powder, and I've got 4 teaspoons of coriander powder and half a teaspoon of turmeric powder. Now, if the butter wasn't enough to make this dish luxurious, we are going to be adding a cashew paste into this because it is a very regal dish. So I've got here 30 grams of unsalted cashews. I've got 8 green cardamom pods here. And I've got 8 cloves. And again, we're going to be making a paste out of these ingredients. So I'm going to be using about 2 tablespoons of water to make this paste, and I'll show you how it looks once it's done. I've also got here 1/4 of a teaspoon of nutmeg and mace, and I've got 4 green chillies, which is optional because this dish is quite mild. I'm going to add this for colour and flavour, which I've just slit halfway up, and we also need water to use as and when we need to. So let's start cooking. Right, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go off and I'm going to grind my onions and also my cashews along with these spices to a fine puree, and I'll show you how they look. Right, okay, so I've ground down my onions to a fine puree, and I've also ground my cashews down, and that's how they should be looking. So just set these aside now. Right, so the first thing I'm going to do is we're just going to marinate the lamb, and we're going to just take a bowl large enough and just add the lamb straight in. Then add your spices over and the ginger garlic paste like that, and just mix well. And we're going to let this marination sit for approximately half an hour. So just cover the marinated lamb and let that sit for half an hour, and then I'll come back and show you what you need to do. Right, first of all, get your pot nice and hot. My heat setting is currently on a 7, which is a medium-high heat setting for my hob. And the first thing I'm going to do is add my clarified butter in and just allow that a few minutes just to heat up. Okay, so the clarified butter has heated up, and I'm going to add my whole spices in and just give them around 15 seconds just to infuse in that hot clarified butter. And then we're going to add our lamb, which has been marinating away for half an hour, and we're going to fry this for approximately 8 minutes on heat setting 7. That smells amazing, and it's not even cooked yet. So keep the heat setting on a high, and all we're doing is we're just searing the lamb, and we're just allowing it to cook for approximately 6 to 8 minutes on a high heat setting, and I'll show you what you need to do after around 8 minutes time. Right, okay, so coming back to the lamb, it's had approximately 10 minutes of cooking. Now I did say 8 minutes, 6 to 8 minutes, but it's gone over by 2 minutes, so it's had 10 minutes of cooking time. And you can see that the clarified butter has now come around the edges, and that's what you want. So the 10 minutes has allowed the moisture from the lamb to release, and we've been cooking it in its own sort of like natural juices, and the rawness from the ginger and garlic has gone as well. So the next stage is to add our tomatoes into this, so straight in. Right, okay, so now that the tomatoes have gone in, turn the hob back up to a 7, which is a medium-high heat setting for my hob, and we're going to cook the tomatoes out now. So whatever natural juices the tomatoes have, we're going to completely cook that down, and that's going to take, I predict, approximately another 8 to 10 minutes. So essentially at this stage what we're doing is we're doing the pruning process right now. So we're cooking the meat in the spices, in the tomato, and doing that process right now. So I'm going to allow this to come up to heat temperature again, and I'm going to cook this out for the next 8 to 10 minutes, and I'll show you how it looks. But you're looking for the butter separating and coming around the edges and the surface, the same thing that happened when we fried off the lamb up in the first stage. So once that's done, I'll show you what you need to do next. Right, okay, so 10 minutes later, and this is how it looks. You can see that the tomatoes have cooked down really nicely, all the moisture has evaporated, and it's left the butter around the edges and on the surface. Now into this we're going to add our onions that we ground down, so straight in with that, and just mix them through. I've just turned my heat setting down so you guys can see. And we're also going to add our cashew paste in that we made, and the mace and nutmeg powder, and just mix that through. Oh, this smells phenomenal. if I can say so myself. Just amazing. You've got to try this recipe. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cook this out for approximately 4 to 5 minutes. I'm just going to turn my heat setting up because I had to put it down a little. So turn it up to a 6, which is a medium heat setting, and just cook it for a further 4 to 5 minutes, and then I'll show you what you need to do and how it looks. Right, it's been around 4 to 5 minutes that I've been cooking this further, and at this stage what we're going to do is we're going to take 2 cups of water, which is 500 millilitres, and I'm going to add that in. And I'm using boiled kettle water because it just speeds up the process, and I would recommend that. So 250, 1 cup, 2 cups of water into that. Give that a mix. There we are. So this has come up to heat now. I'm going to pop the lid on. I'm going to turn my hob setting down to a 4. And I'm going to allow this to cook now for approximately 30 to 45 minutes. Now, it all depends on the cut of meat that you're going for and the size as well of the pieces of meat. Mine will take this long, approximately 30 to 45 minutes. I'll check at the 30-minute mark first of all to see if it's done. If it's done, then I'll show you how it looks. If it's not done, then I'll continue to cook it for a further 15 minutes. But I'll see you guys back at around either the half an hour mark or 45-minute mark, depending on how long this has taken to cook. So I'll see you guys back then. Right, okay, so I'm just coming back to check on the Mughlai Gosht, and this has been cooking away now for a total of 45 minutes, and I'm just going to show you how it looks. And you can see that that lovely clarified butter is coming to the surface, and if you could smell this, just look at that beautiful colour. The smell is just amazing. And I'm just going to check whether the lamb is cooked now. So I'm just going to take out a piece and show you. So it is cooked. There you are. Pop that back in again. And all I'm going to do to this now, because this has finished cooking, is just add my green chillies over, just like this. And there you have it, guys. The Mughlai Gosht is all ready to be plated up, and I'm going to show you how I do mine and give you guys a closer look. So let's do that.